welcome back to another episode of our live seasons where we talk about the raw and honest truth to navigating through the different seasons of life. I'm your host, Wen. If you have been loving the podcast episodes, please do leave a review of this podcast on whichever platform that you're on and let me know which topics are your favorite. Now, as you can tell, I'm in a total different setup again. If you guys followed me through my entire journey of being in New York City or just last week's episode, you guys would know that I'm in New York City for 2 weeks for work and for pleasure, and this is my second week here, which is also the reason why it's the second episode of me recording in New York City. And I just want to say that I want to keep these 2 episodes really light because of time difference wise, I'm still trying to work through like how my schedule and everything for work and then our live seasons. But of course, you guys know it, I'm not gonna miss a single episode, so here we are. I just want to say that these episodes are gonna be really raw. I mean, as all my episodes are. It's just gonna be a sit down and talk to you guys type of like vibe, and I honestly really love episodes like that where I don't have like a structured content, just because it's been long since I last sat down and really just have this really candid conversation with you guys as if it's a FaceTime. If you ask me, I really love this format just because I literally say whatever that's at the top of my mind. And yeah, it's not perfect, but like life is not perfect. Nothing is perfect. So here I am trying my best. And today's episode, I kind of want to talk about the whole concept of gratitude, the gratitude attitude. Okay, and I know that I've been talking about just being grateful in life in general, or just being really appreciative of the little things that you have in life is super important. And I feel like I've not actually really dived deeper into this whole concept in one episode. So here I am today. The reason why I want to talk about it is because I'm actually inspired by my own personal experience, like all other episodes, where right now, in this moment, I'm really challenged, I guess, by the universe of really trying to be grateful with whatever that I have. And I know it's a bit tough, especially when times are a little bit tough, like when things don't really go as planned, or just, like you just feel all over the place. It's really, really hard for you to just still switch onto that mindset and be like, okay, I gotta be grateful. I gotta find something to be grateful for. Gratitude is a mindset or concept that I've constantly been learning and constantly improving myself on. It's been more than a year plus, and I'm still a work in progress, and I will continue to learn. So for those of you who feel like, you should be grateful for a lot of things, but you just find it really hard to just find things to be grateful for, I would say you're not alone. It's a journey, like healing journey or any journey in life in general. It's a ongoing process. It's never a one-off thing whereby you just immediately one day you wake up and you're like, oh, I can be grateful for so many things, right? It's not like that. It's a constant shift in perspective, and it's a constant reminder for yourself to be grateful and to constantly push yourself to find something to be grateful for, especially during the times that you just don't feel like it, and during the times that you just want to rant out. And I think as humans, it's very normal for us to just want to rant and to just want to just throw temper tantrums. Sometimes it's fine. Like I said, a lot of times it's humans. We're all humans after all. There will be times that you feel down. There will be times that you just want to resent and just want to let things out. And that is a way of us to just release and feel our emotions. I truly always believe in feeling our emotions regardless of whether it's the good or bad, right? Duality of life. Again, like I keep mentioning the duality of life, the good and the bad, the ups and the downs. It's very important for us to feel both of it. It's also very important for you to be able to just embrace all your emotions, and to allow yourself to feel your emotions, because every single time that you are pissed off, or every single time that you just kind of want to rant and you feel a need to constantly be in this positive mindset and not allow yourself to feel your negative emotions, that is when you'll start bottling up, and then you will just explode one day. So what I always recommend and what I am trying to do now is to just sit with myself and allow myself to feel any negative emotions, and at the end of the day, I make sure that I find something to be grateful for and let it go. Okay, this concept of gratitude is not a toxic one whereby you feel like you constantly need to be happy, you constantly need to just be grateful. It's never like that, and it's not like that. This is not something that I preach. More, what I'm trying to say is that being grateful, or just, I think, finding something to be appreciative of on a day-to-day is super important. And there are days that you don't, and that's fine. There are days that you just feel like you just want to rant, so be it, okay? But the most part of it, what I want you to remember and to always remember, is that there are a lot of things that you can be grateful for in life. The little things. Sometimes it may be silly and it really may sound stupid. Like, you can be grateful for just being able to wake up. You can be grateful for just having water to drink. You can be grateful for the device that you're having so that you could listen to this podcast, right? Because out there, somewhere in this world, there is someone, or there are people who do not have that access, right? And this is not like building or working on their mindset, or just, I think just enjoying life is not something that they can even afford to think of or dream of. So just the fact that you wanting to listen to this podcast and improving yourself, I think says a lot. And that is something itself for you to be grateful for. There are really a lot of things that we can be grateful for, and we just need to dig it out, right? Sometimes all these little things that you can be grateful for may seem insignificant, but trust me, as time passes, as you learn and build this muscle of being grateful, you would realize that your life kind of shifts. Like, because you find joy in little things, you realize that it really doesn't matter what happens to you or for you in this life, whether or not it's bad or good. Like, you would just be in this mindset of just constantly happy, just because you feel like there's so much more than whatever that you're going through, right? You look at the bigger picture of life and be able to just look at life from this bird's eye view and be like, you know what, out of this big picture, that this little thing that annoys you or triggers you is just one small part. It's really, really a very small part as compared to like a bigger picture of things. And a lot of, when you look at things, or rather when you look at life this way, you realize that you just don't have to take life so seriously, right? So everything just kind of goes hand in hand. And this is something that I'm learning also this week, in terms of just really finding myself like just wanting to rant, finding myself just being in this rut and just like, oh, I hate this. And constantly also knowing, because I have been building this muscle of gratitude and just being grateful in life, like I know at the back of my mind I need and I can find something to be grateful for, just the little things. So even for me right now, like the fact that I'm here right now in New York City, it's something that I can be grateful for. Even being able to visit the Google's office here is something that I'm grateful for, right? It's not an opportunity that everybody have, and that's something that I'm aware of, which is also the reason why I'm more grateful than ever. Just being able to explore the city for a week is something that I'm grateful for. Having this alone time is something that I'm grateful for. Still being able to record our live seasons podcast is something that I'm grateful for. You see what I mean? That there is so many more things that I can be grateful for as compared to like just holding on and harping on to these little things that just triggers me. Like when I look at things in a bigger picture, I realize that, you know what, it's fine. Like everything has to come to an end, and I constantly tell you guys about this is because I really do believe in that. Every single thing have to come to an end, the good and the bad. So if you put it into context right now in this moment, like I am in New York City. Next week I would not be in New York City anymore. And this is what I mean by everything has to come to an end, right? Even the bad stuff and the good stuff of just me being here have to come to an end. I know that when I go back to Singapore, like New York City is something, or this experience is something that I will hold very close to my heart, and I will reminisce them, and I will just look back at this moment and be like, wow, I wish I could have done this, or I wish I could have done that. Or rather, like I'm grateful to be able to be exploring the city. I'm grateful to have met the people that I meet, and just really enjoying this moment, living in the present moment, right? I feel like a lot of times we don't, it's very easy for us to forget that we can be grateful for so many things, right? But just because of how like life is going on at such a fast pace, and everything's just go, we feel the emotions, we get angry, we get pissed off, we're happy, we're sad, whatever, and then it just moves on, right? We don't really slow down and just think about what we can be grateful for. So that is the reason why in one of my podcast episodes towards the end of last year, I shared with you guys my gratitude jar, and that is something that I still do today, is to write down all the little things I'm grateful for each day. It can be as small as just someone made me smile today, and that's something I'm grateful for. It can be as small as I spent time with myself today. Little things, really little things, just like being able to enjoy the food that I want to have, being able to have access to water, clean fresh water, and just fresh air is something that I'm grateful for. You know, things like that. If it takes a lot of time for you to be able to find things to be grateful for, it can be tough at the very start, but trust me, once you start to build this muscle and try to quote unquote force yourself to look at things around you, people, the places that you have been, or just like even looking at yourself and telling yourself that, you know, I can be grateful for that I'm in this healthy shape, right? That I can be grateful that I have another day to live. Because like I said, somewhere out there in this world, someone is taking their last breath. So if you think about this way, I know it's a little bit sadist, but if you think about this way, it really helps you to open up your perspective and be like, okay, there is really a lot of things for me to be grateful for. And I just want you guys to use this podcast, or rather to use this episode as a reminder for you guys to know that there are a lot of things that you can be grateful for. You just need to open your hearts up. You need to open your eyes and really look around you and be like, okay, what am I choosing to be grateful for today? This is a question that you need to ask yourself. What am I choosing to be grateful for today? What can I be grateful for today? Look around you, look at the people around you, look at yourself, just look at the things that you've done. Look at, I don't know, I really just look around you, look within you, and just ask yourself this question. What is it honestly that I can be grateful for right now at this moment? It doesn't have to be a big thing. It can be as simple. Like I said, the gratification can be as simple as I'm grateful to be on this bed. I'm grateful that I have fresh water to drink. I'm grateful that, I have family members around me. I'm grateful to be able to just contact my parents or my relatives just like that because of how technology is like nowadays, right? These are the things that you can really be grateful for. Even, let's just say right now, if you hate your job so much, I want you to kind of shift your perspective and be like, I'm grateful that I even have a job, because somewhere out there in this world, there is someone who's struggling to find a job, right? So this is something that's important to also put yourself into perspective and be like, okay, I'm not saying to compare yourself to someone else and be like, oh, I'm better off than someone else. You know what I mean? Find a balance, okay? As long as you are aware of what you are thinking of, like your thoughts on a day-to-day basis, and just shifting your perspective and be like, this is something that you can be grateful for, instead of just being pissed off all the time, instead of just being so angry at every single thing all the time. Switch your perspective and be like, okay, what can I be happy about? What can I be grateful for? Because honestly, I think the question that you ask yourself is super important, which will lead to like your emotions and your thoughts and just your actions and then into your reality. So that's why I always talk about how strong our minds are and how important it is for you to shift your perspective, right? Instead of thinking of, oh my god, this person or this situation makes me so pissed off, like, why am I even here, blah, 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 why this, why that, blah, 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 and just yapping in your brain and in your mind. I want you to be able to hold yourself and be like, look, okay, I'm pissed, yes, right at this moment, what would make me feel better? What can make me feel better? What can I do to allow myself to shift my perspective from anger and resentment to just being grateful and finding things to be happy about, right? And that is you processing your emotions, because there is no point in just sitting down and just ranting and going in this loop, right? It is okay, like I said, it is okay to feel your emotions and to acknowledge that you are mad, that you are not happy about that situation. But what is not okay is that you allow yourself to just go into this negative cycle and negative loop and just go on and on and on about what happened and just how irritating that person is, that situation is, or just how pissed off you are. Nothing's gonna change, and it's not gonna help you get any better, right? Once you're done with all your temper tantrums and just throwing, your emotions out there, your negative emotions, flushing it out, what happens next is super important, and that is you sitting down and realizing and taking a deep breath and be like, okay, I'm done feeling mad, I'm done feeling pissed, because nothing is gonna change if I continue to be like that. It has already happened, that situation has happened, that person is still gonna be there. So what is the next best thing that I can do, right? And when I think about it, the first thing that I always like to do is to tell myself that there is something that I can be grateful for. What is it? To really dig deep and sit with myself for as long as I need until I find the answer, until I find at least one thing that I can be grateful for, and I can accept that. Okay, it's not a passing remark of like, oh yeah, whatever, I can be grateful for XYZ and just let it be, but you don't really feel into it. A lot of things you really have to feel into it. Gratitude, you really have to feel in your gut and be like, I'm so grateful for this, I'm so grateful for that, right? And be able to sit with yourself and be like, okay, you can literally feel your heart just calming down, and you can literally feel yourself just really be in this gratitude mode and be like, okay, you feel so much better. So like I said, I hope this video is going to be a very short one, but I want you to know that right now there's something that you can be grateful for, especially if you are feeling like, recently you've just been all over the place, or recently you've just not been yourself, your best self. You might just not have been, in the zone of gratitude, right? You might have just missed this out, and that's totally fine. But I want this video to be a reminder for you to always be grateful, find things to be grateful for, find things that you can appreciate in life. And when you look at life this way, life will be so much better. And this is something that I'm still learning. Like I said, even though I may look like, I have this concept, I've mastered this concept, but trust me, life never fails to surprise me at how pissed off I can be or how triggered I can be when it comes to little things. So this is something that I'm learning still, like, this entire week, which is also the reason why I want to sit down and talk to you guys and just to speak with you guys and allow you guys to know that, like, if you're pissed or if you just feel like life is not treating you the best right now, what you're missing is literally just gratitude, okay? Because the more grateful you are of something, the more the universe will give you. This is just the law of universe, okay? Like, whatever that you're focusing on, if you're focusing on gratitude and you're focusing on just how happy and proud you are of having whatever that you have right now, trust me, more is to come. Then you can desire more, okay? Because if you are desiring for so much more, but then whatever that you have right now, you are just not grateful for it, it just doesn't make sense for the universe to want to give you more. It's the same thing. It's a very simple concept. Once you master this concept, you will know that life is not that tough after all. Life is just not that complicated, okay? We make it complicated. So I want you to simplify things and just know that by simplifying things, the first step is to be grateful. Find something to be grateful for, okay? Take this as a sign for you to use this as your journal prompt, okay? Today, right at this moment, what is one thing, just one thing I can be grateful for, and start building out your gratitude list, okay? I have a whole list of moments that I'm just grateful for, things that I can be grateful for. So whenever I'm pissed and whenever I'm just in that moment of not being able to pull myself out of it, I remember that I have this gratitude list, and I do not have the excuse of saying that, oh, I do not know what I can be grateful for, I have nothing to be grateful for, okay? Because that is the last thing that you want to do, is to shut your mind and be like, I have nothing to be grateful for, and that's that. Okay, because when you decide that you have nothing to be grateful for, trust me, there is nothing to be grateful for. Okay, so I want you to start building out that list, build out all your gratitude, things that you can be grateful for, and then whenever you're pissed, whenever you're just upset about something, whip that list out and read through it. Okay, trust me, you're gonna feel so much better. This is just a little trick that I find really helpful. So try it out. Let me know what you guys think. So yeah, that's all for today's episode. It's a really short one, but just I hope that you guys find something to be grateful for, be in this gratitude attitude, and I'll see you guys in the next episode.